everyone, and welcome back to the third part of the course, in which we'll be making the Blade of the Ancients from scratch using Blender. In the last video, we added a reference image to our scene and learned how to work in the edit mode to begin the process of making the blade's edge. And if you have noticed, a bit of a disclaimer, I'm kinda sick. So if there are times when you don't understand what I'm saying, feel free to ask either in the comments or enable captions in the video. And I hope also that you have saved your project. Because Blender probably screamed at you, save the project! And saving it is important. Yes, if you don't save the project and just exit, you will need to do it all over again, but that's what I call good practice. So, a quick overview of saving. It's similar as in any project. So you have the save option, but first you want to use the save as option. It lets you choose the place on your PC where you want to save your project, and it gives you the option down here to name it. After that, you use the save option or just a shortcut Ctrl S, and which makes me want to enable the screencast keys, so Ctrl S works. Now to hide the tab, you can press N on your keyboard. In this video, we will begin working on the handle of the blade, and we will give our blade some width, because now it is as thick as paper. Although the paper can cut pretty badly, we are making a blade. Okay, now to make the width of our blade, we can extrude and all that, but I will show you the new concept. So with the blade selected, you can see we got some of the options here, down here. We're going to be working with modifiers. So you see this wrench icon? Well, click it, and here we have the option to add modifiers. And you might be asking, what are modifiers? Well, modifiers are automatic operations that affect the geometry of an object. We can add them, remove them, apply them. They're pretty useful in modeling and sculpting, even though we'll be using only a few. So when you click, you can see they are divided into 4 categories: modify, generate, deform, and physics. We are mostly going to be using generate and deform ones, and you do not need to know them and what they do until we use them. And what concerns the modify tab, I have never used this, or at least found a need to use them. And now what you want to do is go to the generate tab and select this cube right here, what's called a solidify modifier. What it does, it adds thickness to the object. At first, you may not see a difference, but if you press 3 on your numpad and zoom in, you can see our blade is no longer just a piece of paper, a plane. It has some thickness. But as you can see, by looking at this z-axis, it's not centered. That's where this modifiers tab comes in. We have these options here, such as thickness and offset. We want to mess with an offset, so offset has a value from -1 to 1. As you can see, it changes. We want it to be in the middle, so we want our value to be exactly 0. Now our blade is perfectly centered. And we want to leave thickness as it is, at 0.01 meters. Now, if we go to the edit mode, you can see, doesn't look exactly right, does it? We cannot even see our middle part right here. That's because we need to apply the modifier. In order to apply modifier, you need to be in the object mode, then go to the modifiers tab, and you see this icon right here. It gives the option to either press Ctrl A or apply it by clicking it. So we want to apply it, then by pressing tab, This looks much better, doesn't it? Now we want to select the edge to make it less thicker than the spine of our blade and this middle part. So we want to double click the edge here, shift, double click the edge here, and then we want to scale it on the y-axis. So we want to scale it down. If you're curious about the number, I used the y of 0.263. Alright, why was that so hard to read? I have no idea. Now we want to middle click this middle edge and do the same thing as y. And if you have this circle down here, that means the proportional editing is turned on. You want that off now. We'll be getting into that later. But just in case, because I was scaling this with the proportional editing on, I will go up to the edit mode, press undo, or just Ctrl Z until I have undid the action. So I'll scale that again. Like this. And then we want to select the middle part and scale it up. Like this. I scaled it to 1.7. We can leave the spine as it is. And if we exit edit mode, we can already see the line we wanted to get. But in order to make it look better and have it more vertices, we are going to again go into the Modifiers tab and mess with the subdivision surface modifier, which is exactly below the solidify one. If you select it, at first you can be like, this looks ugly, like what is this going to help? Well, we need to set it up. First, we have this level views, which makes how many subdivisions you have. And subdivisions are exactly the amount of times your geometry will be doubled. So now if I go to edit mode, this is how it is. This is how it looks like subdivide once. And by increasing the number, you can see the number of vertices increase. We want to have it at 3. The render is the amount of subdivisions it will apply when you render it. I always like to keep that number the same. Now you want to do is press N on your keyboard, go to the item tab, and here we have edge data and vertices data. We want to select the edge and mess with the edges data. So you see this mean increase tab. By increasing the value, our blade will conform and look as it shows. So usually you don't want it at 1, but since this is a blade and there won't be a need for detailed shading at this part, you can keep it at 1. You can do the same for the middle part that you select, so select it and enable the increase to 1. Same for our spine of the blade, increase to 1. And you can see our blade looks a bit better. Then we want to go to the bottom of our blade to see what's happening here. And this should be fine actually, yeah, this should be fine. But what I would also like to do is Ctrl R in edit mode to add another loop cut. Make it as close as I can to this already existing edge, like this, and then increase it. And if for some reason you happen to have creases in between these ones, you don't want that. And you can disable that or prevent it from happening either by first creasing one edge then the other, or up here you have these select modes I should have mentioned you earlier. So we have the vertex select mode, which by clicking we select the vertices. We have the edge select mode, which by clicking we select the edges, and we can no longer select the vertices, we don't even see them. Then we have the face select mode, and we select faces. So we want to go to the edge select mode, select both edges, and now you should crease it no problem. And what concerns the subdivision modifier, you don't have to apply it right away, because it will work properly the way it is now. And now your favorite part, you want to unhide the reference and we will begin working on a handle. But our handle is going to be a separate object. So what you want to do is Shift A, add another plane, then do you remember what have we done? Do you remember how to rotate the plane? If you do it now. Yeah, that's right, RX 90. S to scale it down. Tap to go into edit mode. If you want to move it downward, you can either press just G and move it, but if you want to move it like straight down, you can press G and then Y or Z, it depends. For me, it's Z. Like this. So we want to begin working from the handle. So first we want to block out this part of the handle. We can do that by just placing the vertices on the start of the handle, ignoring these two right now. Then we can extrude it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, wherever you see geometry changing shape, you want a pair of vertices. And you also want to enable the X-ray mode so you can see better. So here we have it. We need one more right here. And what concerns this, you don't need to be as precise as the blade, since we will be sculpting over the mesh. Okay, no, you know the drill. Just try to make it look as much as the reference, but don't bother too much. We just need the general shape. Already one handle done. Then you want to bring this a bit up. Then we'll select these two and extrude them. Extrude once, position it right here, extrude twice, and extrude 3 times. It would be nice if we can say thrice, or can we? Not sure. But now, you see, we're going to select this one and this one, and bring the edge. For the start, we can just extrude it and worry about the shape later, because this is called blocking out. When you first worry about conforming it around the mesh, then later about how it looks. Then we can select this whole edge. We can push it like down. But you see this, the blade goes all the way up to here. Oh yes, I will draw for you. The blade goes and ends like here, but we have this part that goes down like right here. Okay, let me just remember how to, okay, I can't do this. So we want to delete this vertex. We don't need it, because our blade goes to here. Then we can extrude to the other side. And do not worry, trust the process. And you see here, we want to merge these vertices together. We can do so by selecting the two we want to merge, pressing M on your keyboard and merging at center. You will find the difference, well, a bit unnecessary. Now you need to know that you can merge at the center. We will need another loop cut, for example, here, so we can extend it. We need one here. You can see it's already starting to look as it should. Do not worry about the geometry at all. We can add more here, more there. We can extrude, like, for example, here. Move it here, add a loop cut. Extrude it. And you can see it's already starting to look like something, isn't it? I know this video might be a bit longer already, so why don't we finish it up here and continue in the next one? We have already learned so much. And I'm also proud of you. I always say that, but I am actually. Because this is kind of tough to make, especially for beginners. Most of people start with a donut or something. Donut sounds like a good idea. Wonder if someone had done it before. But thank you for watching this lesson. Please share, subscribe, like the video, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part when we will make our blade look even more better. Thanks for watching and see you. Bye bye.